Hello YouTube! Today we are evaluating Qiuyuan. Is he worth your pulse? Should you go for the blind Yasuo or get Galbrena her signature? And we are gonna use numbers, because everyone loves numbers. Without further ado, let's get started. So, Qiuyuan is on paper a very broken sub DPS. He provides 30% eco skill damage and 30% crit damage for the entire team for 30 seconds. This grows to 46% eco skill damage if we also count the buff from the Law of Harmony eco set, which should be the set that you use on him, and it grows even more up to 66% if we add his signature on top. Oh, and let's not forget his outro also increases eco skill damage by 50% for, well, only for the upcoming resonator, not for the entire team, because at that point it will truly be busted. If we add everything, we get an absolutely insane 116% eco skill damage for the next resonator and 66% for the entire team on top of a general 30% crit damage buff. No strings attached. This is what separates him from other supports / DPSs like 𝗵𝗶𝗵𝗵𝗵. He does not require any particular element on your team and he does not care who you are fighting. In my opinion, he is one of the closest characters that we got to 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗵𝗵, but he's not 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗆𝗵. Outside of crit damage, his buffs are not universal, as they only work for characters whose echo damage is a big part of their DPS. And right now, there are only two such characters in the game, Galbrena and 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Well, but what about Cantarella? Well, there might be some misunderstanding here. Her abilities are considered as casting echo skill, but the type of damage is considered as basic attack damage, not echo attack damage, no echo damage. So it should not work unless Kuro makes some very happy mistake. I am all for it for this type of bugs. In other words, Qiuyuan is at the moment very gimmicky, but for the characters he works with, he does his job well. He increases the damage by around 50%. In comparison, Galbrena's signature only provides a 22%-ish increase. Let's take a look at the team environment and add 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏. This is what I expect to be the most common team that people will run with him, the Galbrena Qiuyuan 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏 team. There are of course other options and I'm gonna make a video with Qiuyuan's top 5 teams, so you know the drill. Subscribe, yada yada yada, like, yada yada yada. Qiuyuan's buffs already surpass 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏's, and when we add the two together, things get even crazier. Galbrena's damage more than doubles. You see, 𝗖𝗆𝗆𝗏𝗏 provides crit rate, which synergizes with Qiuyuan's crit damage buff, and also it synergizes with Qiuyuan's condition because he requires crit rate in order to provide the maximum amount of crit damage buff, so you get increased value. Now, let's see how this matches the current best team for Galbrena, the Galbrena 𝗵𝗆𝗏 and Brent team. Because some of you might already have this team and you are wondering, is this good enough or should I get Qiuyuan regardless? Well, the Qiuyuan team is clearly the winner in terms of buffs for Galbrena, but things change when we add the entire damage of the team. And the damage of the two teams is pretty much equal. However, this is in a boss scenario, where you only fight Overlord and the Calamity class echoes. Even in Tower of Adversity, you are gonna face some waves that are full of common or elite enemies. So the following calculations are reflecting better the reality. And if we make the average, the Qiuyuan team wins by 10%. If we go by the assumption you'll already have the full fusion team and you are looking to get either Qiuyuan or the signature, then getting the signature will increase the team's damage by 5% compared to getting Qiuyuan. If we consider the fusion team in whimpering ways though, there are no Overlord echoes there, so the signature is only gonna provide the same performance as Qiuyuan. If you don't have 𝗵𝗆𝗏𝗏 and Brent for your Galbrena, then pulling for Qiuyuan is an easy answer. If you already have them, then you have more options. You can either go and pull Qiuyuan or Galbrena's signature. Personally, I would still go for Qiuyuan. despite the signature providing a slightly bigger increase in the team's damage. That is because getting Qiuyuan, it essentially gives you a new team. You can make a Galbrena Qiuyuan team, and you can separate 𝗵𝗵 and Brent to run with Ankur and have 2 teams. So essentially you'll have 2 teams for the price of 1 character, which is a steal. Not to mention Qiuyuan's team is not yet solved. His 30-second buffs pretty much tell me, hey, there is a 3rd character that scales with echo skill damage that has yet to be released. In that case, his value is only gonna increase in time. With that being said, you also have the 3rd option, and this is the one that I'm gonna go with, and that is skip. Skip both Qiuyuan and don't pull for Galbrena's signature. The team is already doing fine as it is, and save everything for our overlord, Chisa. God damn. And let's not mention that she's most likely gonna have the new 𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵 mechanic. Until next time, have a wonderful day, good luck with your pulls, and bye for now.